Welcome back to the Make Some Noise podcast, Season 2, Episode 10. Woo, double digits! Alright, coming up on today's podcast, we're going to be going over the National Day of Action for Palestine. Followed by Silly Hour, we're going to be going through some little fun snacks. And to round off the podcast, we will be talking over AI in university and arts. Stay tuned. Welcome to our first segment of this week's podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the National Day of Action for Palestine. With me in the studio is SLC President Diya Sengupta.
Hi.
Hi. Alright, well, take us through some of the details here. So what's going on?
Sure. So the National Day of Action was actually made by the NUS, which is the National Student Union. They're basically like an SRC for the entire country. And yeah, they basically said that we need this National Day of Action, a student strike of sorts, for Palestine, on a really large scale. So the protest itself is in town hall, but the goal, I guess, is to get students at university talking about it, and to actually mobilize them to strike on the Wednesday, and then go to the actual, day of action.
Yeah, for sure. So, tell us a couple more of the details. When is the activation for this happening?
So, the protest is on the 7th, which will be in Town Hall. And then the actual, at UNSW at least, we want to, build hype for it. We want people to know that it's going on. We want to do things to, make the idea of going to a big protest in the city more accessible to a lot of people, because I think a lot of people are really overwhelmed and scared by the idea. And so because of that, leading up to it the day before, we're going to have a day where we do little activations, things like having stalls that, you're probably used to seeing at things like O Week or Stress Last Week. And then we'll also be, doing other things like handing out informational cards, doing little pop-ups over the next few weeks as well. By the time you're listening to this podcast, the National Day of Action is this week. But,
yeah, I believe that is correct. Yes.
Yeah, but we've done a lot of work building it up until the actual National Day of Action and that week. So because of that, hopefully we'll have a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, awesome. I was actually lucky enough to sit in one of the organizational meetings a couple weeks back. And there's been a lot of fantastic people from across all parts of the SRC and SALT and Students for Palestine who've been coming together to mobilize this.
Yeah, I think every single faction, most factions at least had one person in that room to, help make sure that the National Day of Action was as representative of all of our values. And wasn't just, one group's ideas on what a protest of that scale is meant to look like.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic that so much of the student leadership has turned up and is actively advocating for Palestine and for the National Day of Action. What is your sort of hope on the scale of how many people you're going to be able to mobilize?
The thing is, when you go to Palestine Action Group rallies in the city, they are already of a huge scale. I think that the big takeaway for this is to be students specifically are actively prioritizing this protest over university. And I guess the message that is sending to universities in a time where they're often over-policing a lot of criticism on, Palestine and the way the university is handling, weapons divestment and all of that. Having this, symbol to be look at this, look at all of these students who specifically are taking this stance. The goal is not just to put pressure on the government, which it is, but also to put pressure on the university to be this is what our students want.
Yeah. And historically, student activism for a lot of different causes, especially anti-war causes, anti-genocide causes, have had very, very positive effects. And I think we've seen some of the pushback from the last year and a half of student activism and in general activism for Palestine.
I guess I'll just go over some details.
Lovely.
So on the 6th, which is Wednesday, the week that you are listening to this, we will be having our activation day in the quad. So that'll be from 11 to 3. There'll be a bunch of things there. We'll also be doing a little pop-up clothes hub for all of the clothes hub fans there as well. We'll be having badges and activities and our office bearers as well as clubs and things like that. Which I will work more on this week, should have plans as well there with stalls and things like that. So that will be happening on the Wednesday. If you're a UNSW student, rock on by. It should be fun. And then also it'll give you a chance to learn about what's happening on Thursday, which is on Thursday the 7th. There is the big protest in Town Hall, and that is at 12. And then on the day, we'll be having a student contingent at UNSW, and so that will be meeting at Lower Campus beforehand, and the goal of that is just gather everyone in one place to get a big group going to the light rail, to the protest in Town Hall, which begins at 12. And yeah, that will all have our details and the details of the activation day on our Instagram page, which the week that you are listening to this is the week of the National Day of Action. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that.
And remember, rally Thursday, 12 p.m., Town Hall.
Exactly. And it's really important. I've actually talked to a lot of people about this, about how the culture of the high school I went to was very much like, oh, there's a protest on today after school. I guess we'll, and we all, would go on the tram from after school to go to the protest together, and you would just have this big, student mob going to the protests and things that are little signs in our school uniforms. And I guess, the atmosphere and the culture of that is something that, you don't really have in many places. And so building that community that, to take from campus to Town Hall is, a great example of, I guess, small forms of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any other details you'd like to add?
Free Palestine.
Yeah, absolutely. Free Palestine. Welcome to a very special Silly Hour. Today we're doing a snack review.
Yay! Yay!
Come on, guys, we can do better than that.
Yay!
There we go. That's the energy I'm looking for. All right, so each of us has brought one snack. I'm not exactly sure if it was meant to be a secret. Two of us have already sort of revealed what we've brought, but we're each bringing in a fun little new snack for all of us to try, give our own opinions on, and a couple little food hot takes here and there.
Oh, I think it's really important to note who's in the studio today.
Exactly.
Of course. As always, with me in the studio are Diya and Mia.
Hey. Hi, friends.
And, of course, our lovely editor, Marcus.
I'm here, and that's probably good.
You're here for a reason.
You are here for a very specific
this
reason.
They say this is like a snack taste testing. In reality, this is more of the trial of Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of here to be bullied. That's sort of...
I think we
that's the
have
point.
brought up the peppermint crisp multiple weeks before this.
Yeah. The incident is...
what?
The peppermint
The
crisp?
peppermint crisp.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, fascinating.
The reason that I wanted to do this episode is because Marcus Pepperell has a very, very hot take about this one particular kind of chocolate. It's the worst fucking thing
It's
I've
terrible.
ever eaten. It's so
It is
You
terrible.
said it was fine. You said it was fine.
I mean, when I say worst fucking thing I've ever eaten, I mean the flavor was fine, the texture was incomprehensible.
The sensation of eating it made me feel like I needed compensation.
It is literally like eating fiberglass. I don't know how else to explain
And especially because I
Fascinating.
get it handed to me being like, this is the best chocolate you'll ever eat. This is the greatest, most amazing thing you'll ever eat. And I'm like, what am I eating? I don't want this.
Yeah, it was very weird. And then Marcus brought it for all of us because Diya was having such a go about how bad it
It's
was.
so bad.
And I was like, surely it can't be that bad. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, it's that bad.
I think we should start with the peppermint
No,
crisp.
I think we should end with a peppermint crisp, the grand finale.
Sure.
You know what? Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's fair.
It's a little thing called building suspense. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
narrative arc.
Yeah. So I brought two snacks today. One of mine is the controversial thing that I really like, and the other one is just something for fun. I was like, maybe we can have some fortune cookies and read out our fortunes at
That's
the
actually
end.
really cute.
So I thought that would be fun.
Let's start with your controversial snack.
Well, my controversial snack is licorice all sorts, which I don't think are like that controversial, but I know there is some controversy around like the idea of licorice. I have always been a big licorice all sorts fan. Unfortunately, these are not my preferred brand because they don't exist in Australia. They're English. Bassett's licorice all sorts are the best licorice all sorts. Every time my English uncle comes to Australia, I make him bring me Bassett's licorice all sorts. Because they're bad if you import them because they go off. And they taste like really gross if they like get too hard and like old. So I brought Darryl Lee licorice all sorts instead. So I thought we could have some licorice. Does everyone here like licorice, or are people here
I
not so
am
licorice?
oddly licorice neutral in the sense of I like it in very few things.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure,
fair enough.
I'm not sure if I've ever had licorice properly.
I'm a bit
really?
ambivalent.
I'm scared of it.
I think
I've
licorice
had a
all
bit
sorts
black
are like a
licorice,
good place
it's
to
okay.
start because it's not like plain black licorice. It's like a bit of fun in there as well.
Okay,
So-
what is a licorice all sort?
A
Because I
licorice-
remember, like, my dad would always get them for my grandfather, but, like, I never understood what they exactly were.
Ooh.
So it's like fondant layers in between licorice layers.
I do not like fondant.
Oh.
But it
I'm
doesn't really
excited.
taste the way that fondant usually tastes. It's like a little bit different.
Okay.
Which is a bit
Okay.
unusual. So I'm going to come over and give
Okay.
you guys.
Nice.
Sure. Looks alone, and I'll give my hot takes and past experiences of licorice. I will say I've tried some black and red licorice in the past. Red is okay. I actually did like the black licorice a little bit more. You know, I do think licorice is one of those foods that just has some sort of like weird stigma around it. The same way that foods like, I don't know, like growing up, did you guys ever read those books where it was like books directed at kids that you would read as kids, and it's like, ew, broccoli, ew, Brussels sprouts.
Look, I am very pro broccoli and very pro Brussels
No,
sprouts.
yeah,
I
same.
never had that experience.
Yeah,
So,
I would always read this and just be like, what the fuck are you guys on? Broccoli's delicious.
yeah.
So licorice was always from like my experience of just being exposed to media about licorice, it was always in that category of food that as a kid you're supposed to hate. But I tried it, it's
Right.
like, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it fucks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Marcus, what are your opinions? You look like you're having a very interesting face making over there.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, my
Marcus
takes.
particularly taking in all the textures and mouthfeel right now.
Yeah.
My takes. Eating it, I was like, okay, this is good. I'm not a big lolly person, so I wouldn't willingly eat these. Like, I wouldn't buy these. But now that I've finished it, the aftertaste is terrible.
Okay.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
mouth just feels like licorice, and it's so yucky, and I do not like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see
That's
that.
fair.
I
That's fair.
think, like, it's not bad. I think it was a little bit enjoyable. I think it was like, yeah, like, this is all right. But then somehow, simultaneously, all the while being all right, it was also a bit awful.
Is it
Okay.
awful in the way that you would go back for a second piece to confirm?
Probably, so like a morbid fascination. Yeah,
Yeah,
There's something wrong with me.
I love foods like that.
I see that. I see. Look, I've always liked them. I think it's also because both of my parents are like very big licorice all sort people, and so I kind of grew up on it.
For sure, for sure.
But I can
Acquired
understand, like
taste.
this is why I brought it, because I understand that it is a bit of a like polarizing thing and experience. I wonder if you guys would have felt differently if I brought just plain black licorice.
I do not like plain black licorice.
Okay.
I like certain types of chocolate covered licorice.
Yeah,
like
fair
like the
enough. Like a
raspberry
bullet?
bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
the.
that's-
Okay,
that's
here's the thing.
interesting.
Raspberry licorice is not fucking licorice, and I refuse to admit that it is. Like, it's
Alright,
not.
alright.
I got dragged into this debate at a party on Saturday. Actually,
Wow.
they were talking about is red licorice is white chocolate, blah blah blah.
I would say white chocolate is chocolate, red licorice is not licorice. That's my hot take.
That's a fun take.
Well, I'm glad that we've seen and conquered the licorice all sorts. I will be taking these
Huzzah.
home and enjoying them.
Okay,
Good.
Afnan, do you have
Sure.
your snack?
I have brought some strawberry pocky.
Oh,
Well, this will,
That's so
we're all gonna enjoy this.
unpolarizing.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
This
polarizing
feels
at
like
all.
universally like
Yeah. I was told to bring either a food that we love or one that we think is yucky, and I didn't have time last night to go shopping, so I went to the IGA just before we started recording, and I was just browsing through. And I was like, okay, what here looks good to me? And half the snacks, I'm just like, these just seem like stuff that everybody likes. So I was like, okay, maybe strawberry pocky is like the closest thing I found. That I was like, okay, this could be polarizing.
I feel like it's just not, though.
it's
Like,
not,
strawberry pocky fucks.
respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
guys, what's
It
everyone's
absolutely
favorite
fucks.
pocky flavor?
Strawberry or matcha. I love strawberry and matcha, but
I have this
I
weird
know.
thing with Pocky where it has like a strange texture. Sometimes we eat it and it like coats your mouth a little
Yes,
bit and it makes
yes.
me a bit
Yeah.
uncomfy. Like I don't like that very much.
See, polarizing.
I like the classic chocolate.
But the thing
honestly.
is that it tastes good enough that I will eat it anyway.
I think I
Okay.
like the textured ones, like cookies and cream.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Ooh,
That's
hot
good.
take.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
actually don't like cookies and cream.
Like as a flavor or as Pocky?
As Pocky, especially as a flavor, it's just one that I've just been overexposed to. So that I will say I'm biased towards. For like 4 years consecutively, my mom would only ever buy cookies and cream ice cream. So I got so fucking sick and tired of it. But just in general, I don't particularly like cookies and cream Pocky. I just think that it just tastes weird, you know? Feels like you're combining two things that separately should be good, but then just don't mesh.
Well, my thing with cookies and cream Pocky is like you basically have a cookie along with it because of the little stick inside. So it's like
Yeah.
you're better off eating a whole cookie.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a cookie, but it's not quite a cookie.
the fun of the textured, the chunks. It's cute. It's like spiky, like a hedgehog.
Right, well, I'm still gonna pass.
Yeah,
this
let's
around.
pass this around. And also, can we just talk about how it's all stuck together?
Oh, that's
That's not a full Pocky stick. I did not get a full Pocky stick. I've been cheated.
Yes.
You pull the short straw quite literally.
These ones are slightly different to the ones that I usually buy. They're all like powdery and stuck together. So who knows? This could still be polarizing.
Maybe they're just old.
I mean, I don't know. I bought these and they look kind of fresh, but I don't know. Well,
Thank you.
But
here
like
go.
I feel
Thanks,
like
everything.
I feel like if your Pocky is looking like it's been imported.
It looks melted.
Huh.
Yeah, it's got a really strange.
I think today's question is, do we still like Pocky if it's a little questionable?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I
Let's
went
find
from
out.
excited to
Hang
eat
on.
Pocky, and now I'm nervous.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with that thing?
It looks like really dry skin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no, yeah. This looks expired.
Please tell me I didn't just drop like $8 on expired Pocky.
Well, let's have a look. Well, most of this writing is in Japanese, which I do not know how to read.
I can translate it if that would be helpful, like with a phone translator.
Sure. I thought for a second that you were about to reveal that you spoke
No, I
Japanese.
can't speak. I can speak like a little bit of Japanese, but not much.
Yeah, I remember because you posted like on your story something about Japanese and then I replied
It's because
in full Japanese.
it's because I'm really autistic and my accent is really good. All of the Japanese people when I went to Japan were like, "Oh, do you speak Japanese?" I was like, "No, I'm just autistic and my like pattern recognition for understanding accents is really good."
Hell yeah.
But I don't speak much Japanese.
Why didn't I get the pattern recognition accent autism? That's not fair. I want my money back.
I have had so many people be like, "Why can you like speak this language so well when you don't even know it? Like, why is your accent so good?" And I'm like, "It's literally just the autism." This has happened to me so many times when I've gone to other countries.
Okay, well,
All right, moment of truth.
yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna find out.
Yeah.
Hey,
It tastes oddly powdery.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks powdery, which is
Ugh.
different.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to finish this.
I'm not finishing it.
I will
That's-
finish it, but it's not giving.
Hurrah! We
Leave
got a little
the
bit of
biscuit
controversy.
part.
You accidentally succeeded, Afnan.
I
Congratulations.
actually succeed. Hey, I mean that's what this is all about, you know. I've had some terrible luck with my snacks today.
Anyways,
You know what the powdery coating on this reminds me of? You know, like those fruit roll-ups. It looks like that, but it's been like frozen and left in the fridge for like 6
actually, I
months.
don't have anywhere to throw this away, so I'm just gonna have to down it, I think.
You are.
Ugh.
All right. Yeah, I'm just going to hold this for the rest of the segment. So just keep in mind, whenever I'm speaking for the rest of the segment, I am holding a stick and a half of Pocky that is stuck together, and it looks like something from like part of like an alien landscape in early Star Trek.
Ooh,
I'm not
see
gonna
it.
lie, Afnan. I didn't realize that this would end up being so controversial, but I think you've definitely bought expired Pocky. So thank you so much for like maybe killing us.
I mean, what a fun way to go, right?
Yeah, this is not how this episode was supposed
This
to go.
is like day one of me eating normal people food after being sick for a week.
I'm so
Right.
sorry.
So like,
yeah, this is like
back
a hard
in the
one to
trenches
start
I
out
go.
with,
Yeah.
I mean, a bit of food poisoning never hurt anyone.
That's not true. It really hurt me.
Yeah. Now,
Hey man, let's not manifest that for us.
now, Diya.
Okay, the snack that I've yet to try.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the background to this, which is I wanted to bring this in, but then I found out it was discontinued and I could not find it anywhere, so I had to get the next best thing, which is, I want to say roughly 3 years ago, mayhaps. Cadbury used to do these bars where they had chunks of potato chips in them.
I remember
What?
these. I remember
And
these.
they were
I was
so
looking for that as well.
good, and I loved them, and they were delicious, and I was so excited, and I tried to find them from another brand or something, but I could not find them. So instead, I brought chocolate and potato chips, and I'm just gonna be like, take a piece of both and eat it at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I
No.
do like weird food combinations and one where you like mix different textures together.
I am a bit nervous about this one though because we're technically not supposed to have food in the podcast studio. So
And we're not meant to have sex in the podcast studio.
right, okay. So
In the studio, straight up freaking
Jorking
it.
it.
nope. Okay.
We in the podcast studio straight up eating it this time around. And by eating it, I do not mean
I was gonna
pussy.
say, sometimes that means the same thing. Okay.
I do feel like eating pussy would be a lot less controversial than some of the food we brought on.
I don't know, I've met some people. Okay, I have a story to share.
Yeah, but they're wusses.
I have a story to share with the class. I had a friend, we can cut this out if it's too explicit. I had a
No such
friend
thing.
who, the first time that they ate pussy, they had to leave to throw up.
What?
And it was
Okay.
also
No
the
way!
it was also the girl's first time.
Oh,
And they were both
that's-
like teenagers, and then she started sobbing and he felt really orkies and left.
That's horrible.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
How
so-
could you do box like that?
we are definitely keeping that in. Thank you. So I've got a square of Cadbury milk chocolate and a chip.
Yeah, some Red Rock Deli. Sea salt.
This sounds like a pregnancy craving.
You're so
Don't
right.
say that. Do
Don't
not
say
say that.
Manifesting a pregnancy for myself this 2025. Honestly, we need to get
Thank you,
we
Diya.
need to get all the scientists started on mpreg.
Don't get Diya
Don't
started.
get me started. Oh my god, I just got back to my mic and we're talking about Mpreg. I love Mpreg.
Guys, I love the boy preggers emoji more than anything. It is my favorite emoji by far.
Oh, hang on, let me retell this story in a way that is appropriate for the podcast in terms of like people we know. I was in a group chat with people from other political factions. And somebody from my faction texted me, wouldn't it be really funny if I reacted with the boy preggers emoji? And I was like, it would. And they responded to like a business text being like, oh, meet up here for this thing, like, like something really professional that I reacted with a thumbs up emoji for. That's how you know it's business. And they reacted with the boy preggers emoji.
I think the thing you're missing there is that also she was like, hey, if I do this, will you buy me a
Oh
white
yeah,
monster?
I forgot that bit. She was the white monster.
She is the white monster.
Okay, ready guys?
Oh, I've already
I've
already done that.
Ah, damn it. We're letting the team down, Afghan.
No. I can't help it. I have pregnancy cravings. Marcus,
Look, it's
I'm gonna
strange,
name one
but
of the
I fuck
twins
with
after
it.
you.
Good. We're good.
I feel like the texture is what's in the way.
Yeah.
I do think if it was integrated a bit better, the texture would be a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Because like when you buy the bars, it's like you're eating a bar.
Yeah,
of
yeah, it's,
chocolate,
like,
little,
wedged in.
little flakes.
Here's my other issue. When you eat potato chips, they kind of melt a little in your mouth as you eat them.
Yeah.
Whereas the
Starch.
chocolate is not melting quite as well as the potato chip, even though it really should. but
I
it's
feel
not.
like what might be good is dipping them in melted chocolate.
Oh, yeah, that'd
Yes.
be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
great.
would be
Yes, like,
really good.
Cost.
I think what would be really good is not just dipping it, but like dipping it and then like letting it set. So you have like chocolate covered chips.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
'Cause-
not a fondue, like a proper like.
Yeah. Because
coated
the
chip.
saltiness
I mean, that's-
of the chip works really well with the chocolate.
That's basically just like a chocolate-covered pretzel.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but
sort of.
but pretzels kind of suck.
Nah, pretzels are great. Don't
No,
even.
okay.
Okay, you're not allowed to like. You're not allowed to do this to me. I'm Eastern European. You can't speak to me about pretzels.
Listen,
and
I
bag on
like
them
pretzels
like that.
when they're like dough. When it's like those like mini,
Like the big giant ones?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah,
But when
like
it's
a proper pretzel.
When it's like mini fried crispy, I hate those.
Okay, I understand that to an extent. But also, I am pro pretzel in all
Did
forms.
you know that they have opened an Auntie Anne's in Sydney?
What is that?
It's like the big pretzel chain that does the giant pretzels.
Oh, I didn't
Really?
know that.
Yeah, they now, I think it's in Parramatta actually.
Ooh,
Just go
I'll
to,
have to check
just
that
go
out.
to
Have
a
the
German
big
club and
giant
get a
ones.
fucking pretzel.
Oh my god, no offense to people who are pretzel enthusiasts, like, what's the word I'm looking for, purists. I still frequently have dreams about Disneyland pretzels.
Are they like, what are they like?
They're obviously like giant pretzels and they're shaped like Mickey Mouse.
Ooh.
How sick.
And the one that I always used to get as a kid was stuffed with cream cheese.
That does sound good, to be fair.
And it was really
I
good.
do fuck
it's
with
like
the cream cheese.
doughy.
And it was
Yeah.
warm, like it would come out warm.
Yes.
And it was stuffed with like
okay.
a Swedish cream cheese.
That does sound really
And it
good.
was so fucking
Marcus is screwing
good.
his face
No,
up over there.
no, I don't like this.
Marcus, do you have a thing about like certain food textures?
I'm autistic.
But that's why I'm asking.
I answered the question.
All right,
So,
fair.
my question now is, do we start with fortune cookie or peppermint crisp?
Peppermint crisp.
Yeah, let's go peppermint crisp, then end it on the fortune cookie. All right. I will
Let's-
I'm
pass
hoping
it
my
around.
fortune says you never have to eat a peppermint crisp ever again.
Same. The amount of times I have had to eat a peppermint
true.
crisp. Oh my god.
We're going on like 4, aren't we, or something like that?
I am.
Lovely.
I think, yeah.
Just check the dietary stuff to be safe.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, looks
I'm
good.
not eating an entire one.
You're gonna taste it.
We
though.
can share
We'll
one.
share one.
Okay.
This
Why did I buy
immediately
6
looks
then?
very interesting.
Because you need 6.
Peppermint cracknel covered in milk chocolate.
The way that they call it cracknel is also like,
Yeah. I will say immediately the packaging for this makes me think of the dodgy stuff you'd find, like the dodgy kinds of lollies you'd find in like India and Bangladesh and stuff.
It's South African, I believe.
Ah, okay, so even dodgier.
Apparently, it's part
No
of-
shade, no shade.
It's one of. Well, I mean, yeah, it's one of the ingredients in like one of their like famous national desserts. Apparently,
Ah, okay. Remind me to never go to a South African restaurant.
fair.
Okay.
first of all, it smells incredibly minty, like very, very, very strong toothpaste.
It's a peppermint crisp.
but it's like extra pepperminty.
No, I'm
okay,
actually
no.
It smells like cleaning solution.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because I can't smell the chocolate at all. All I smell is peppermint.
Yeah, it's a pretty thin layer of chocolate. I'm mostly focused on Afghan's reaction because our other two
Right. I will
podcasters have
say,
tasted it before.
I went to a restaurant last Friday, and they also served like a peppermint, a chocolate-covered peppermint disc as like a, I don't know, like a freshener at the end of the meal, and I hated that. So,
Do you like chocolate and mint in general?
I actually don't mind mint as a flavor at all, even with chocolate and like ice cream and stuff. But I do think it's all about ratio.
Oh,
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
Because
This will
if
be
you
good.
get the ratio off, then it completely tastes
Yeah.
whack.
So here's the thing. In my opinion, this is like eating fiberglass.
Yeah.
I really have to emphasize this is my favorite chocolate bar. I love this thing so much.
Okay,
Carry
yeah.
on.
Looking inside, it looks like fiberglass. So
It
I
literally
am.
tastes like eating fiberglass. Okay, are we gonna
Oh my
munch?
Yeah.
god, it's like
Yeah.
shards.
Yeah.
Ew.
Okay. Ready.
That is some good stuff. Holy, oh man, that is some good stuff.
It's literally like eating shards of glass. Like, why does it hurt my mouth?
That's a good question. Why does it hurt your mouth? Are you sure you're not allergic?
It's because it's like little pieces of glass.
See, that to me has always been a fantasy of mine. Is just eating glass. So this is completely fine texturally.
Do you guys know about like pica? Like the eating disorder? It's like
Oh.
it's like where people
Yeah.
have a fascination with eating things that aren't edible. To me, this is like would be a really good, because I keep on seeing these videos of people being like, here's what I give my child as a replacement for eating like sawdust or whatever it is. Like they'll give them a food replacement for something that they want to eat. To me, this is like replacement glass for a pica child.
No, because then you would just give them whatchamacallit. like hard candy, like sheets of hard candy. Because the chocolate gets in the way.
It's still like, if a kid wants to eat fiberglass, this is a good replacement.
I think it's just good. I think this is great. The crunch, the peppermint flavor. It's almost refreshing, which is wild because it's a chocolate bar.
Like, I feel like I brushed my teeth, but also, like, it kind of hurts me.
I'm having a terrible time.
Good.
Afnan, what are your thoughts on this as someone who hasn't tried it before?
All right, I'm going to start this off by saying I have a reputation, especially amongst friends and in my household, of being a pretty strict food critic. So immediately off the bat, I'm going to give this a solid 6.3.
Wow.
I actually don't hate it, which I'm completely surprised by. In fact, while I would not go out and buy this myself, I'm gonna finish this entire bar.
Awesome.
Afnan, I would say that my rating is the same as yours, but my feelings are different. Like,
then your rating is skewed.
No, like, I would also rate it, like, a little bit better than average, but that's in terms of taste, not in terms of texture. In terms of texture, it's probably more like a 5.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the texture. So, the thin chocolate layer with the fiberglass shaped cracked dough
Here's the thing.
actually doesn't suck. And
Here's
I was
the thing
really
I will say.
shocked.
I had a better time eating it this time because I only ate half a bar. When I ate a full bar, my mouth hurt. Like, it was so painful. Whereas this time, only eating half a bar, my mouth did not hurt as much, and so I felt like I had a better experience. I would give it a 6.3 this time, probably like a 4 or a 5 last time.
Every time I eat it, I can't help but think about what else I could be eating that's chocolate and milk. Mint, like, I'm like, oh, there's so many yummy things
Like,
that are
just
chocolate.
eat an Aero bar.
Yeah, this is like the least pleasurable way to consume chocolate.
Hot take, I actually don't like Aero bars. I think they're kind of gross.
Really?
This is
Why
much
is
better
that?
than Aero bar.
Yeah, I personally would rate this higher than an Aero bar.
You guys.
I love going to a fancy restaurant and then at the very end getting the little square of chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a thin mint.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I like
yeah.
the Arnott's biscuits that are chocolate mint. Like, I like chocolate and mint. I like
My
chocolate mint
favorite
ice cream.
chocolate thing is a mint slice. That's
Oh, yes.
that's my hot
Solid.
take.
All right.
Solid picks.
Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for letting us
Thank
bully
you,
you
Marcus.
again.
Thank you for suffering.
I will say, I
I'm
think
gonna
we probably
quickly
speak
go
about this
have another
peppermint
bit of the
crisp
expired
like
Pocky. I don't know. I actually quite like this expired Pocky. It has a really crap aftertaste, but the taste of it is actually quite nice.
Afnan, that's crazy.
All right. Let's quickly finish up with the fortune cookies because I think we're coming up on time. So
We are
let's
coming up on time. So I'm going to open this lovely box of fortune cookies.
Yay.
The reason that I'm able to find these at my local Woolworths is because I happen to live in an area with a very large Southeast Asian population.
Let's go.
Yes, Southeast Asian population. And so there's a really big Asian section at my grocery store. And I was like, oh my god, I want to bring a fortune cookie. Because I was like, how funny would it be to read out our fortunes on the pod? So, everyone, take a cookie.
Yay.
And these are also particularly good fortune cookies. Here's a fun fact about these fortune cookies.
I love fortune cookies.
I once was having such a bad day that I bought a whole box of fortune cookies and ate them, and I was like, surely this will make me lucky.
I don't think I've ever had a fortune cookie before.
That is that is my fun fact.
You've never had a fortune cookie?
No.
That's so strange to me.
Well, to be fair, I only had my first one just the other day at a Chinese restaurant, so...
Do people not normally have fortune cookies? It's not a normal thing to eat.
I love fortune cookies.
Sort of, not really.
Anytime you go to like a bad Chinese restaurant, they have them.
Yeah, and I love it. We need Panda Express, guys. You guys don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buying like a terribly inauthentic
So, break
Chinese
your cookie.
meal.
Break it?
Yeah.
Break your
Yeah, you gotta
cookie
like snap it in half.
Oh.
and
Then
eat
you get a
it.
little bit of piece of paper inside.
Crumbs.
Okay, I have my fortune.
Ooh, so do I.
Okay, mine says, being faithful to a trust brings its own rewards. I think this is telling me to not commit
no,
trust
okay.
fraud.
Okay, I think you need to like read it again, but with like really like wistful philosopher kind of voice.
Okay. Being faithful to a trust brings its own rewards.
Mine says you will be traveling and coming into a fortune. But what is the fortune?
The fortune is you'll
Is
get
that
it
like
later.
money?
I assume
This is
so,
a
yeah.
fortune IOU.
Afnan, what have you got? Because mine's great. I want to end on mine.
The longest road is the shortest road home. Remember that, young grasshopper.
Okay, so, and I just want to end out, I think, on this one because this is some advice, I suppose.
Ooh,
and it's advice that I don't think any of us have been following throughout this podcast segment.
Oh no.
Lovely.
Eat smart and be happy.
Well, I don't know if I'm eating smart, but I am quite happy eating these.
That was a really good way to end.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take us out now. Thank you guys for bringing all these snacks in. I had a good time eating some of them. Again, I would like to say I'm actually with Marcus on this. I think peppermint crisp is nice. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a win for South Africa. Their first proper win since they ended apartheid. Am I allowed to say that?
Buddy, what are you on?
I'm just saying, they had Nelson Mandela up in that prison for like, what, 40 years?
I'm trying to
Not
think.
40.
I'm trying to think of their last cricketing win.
Are they even that good at cricket?
Oh, they're alright.
All right.
I don't know, man. I come from a background of a country that plays cricket religiously, and now I'm an Australian citizen where cricket is huge.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if South Africa is really even in like my
We're
top
not.
10.
We're not. Let's stop this.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
end this here.
End it.
Thank you for listening. Welcome to our final segment for this week's podcast. Today we'll be talking about generative AI in a university. Joining me today is Ren.
Hello.
All right. Immediately starting us to start us off. So Ren, you've got an article coming out about this.
Oh, it's not my article, sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. We can keep that in. That's fine. But there is an article coming out in the future with Noise about the use of AI in university. And as somebody who's studying computer science and AI, of course, you're sort of the specialist here. So would you like to sort of guide us through your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so recently we've heard about this new course that UNSW is bringing into the arts department about using it's generative AI for artists, which there has been a lot of controversy around. There has currently been a change.org petition that's been put up. It's got over 500 signatures as of last checked, and it's very, very rightfully so. It's been stirring up a lot of controversy.
Yeah, completely understandable. Generative AI has sort of exploded onto the scene, especially in like the last 2 years, I would say. Especially, you'll see this on a lot of platforms, especially social media platforms have these built-in AI assistants now, whether you go on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. A lot of them have these sort of AI chatbots that have generative capabilities. But this is specifically an art course.
Yes. So this art course, as far as we understand, will focus on people using image generators to make images. For this specific art course, trying to say that it's art. Whether or not AI-generated images is art is not up for debate in this podcast segment. Personally, I do not believe it is, but that is not an objective fact. That's just my opinion. But comes with a lot of repercussions and negative impacts that this sort of thing can have on the world as the whole, especially for art. I am not only a computer science student and AI researcher, but I am also a digital artist. So I understand both sides of this debate, really. And especially using generative AI in an arts course to generate images, there's a lot of problems around, especially... there's two main issues that I see with it. One is that, quite frankly, using image generators is basically theft. It is impossible for these models, especially larger ones made by these big companies like OpenAI and such, to be using data sets that are free of stolen images. It's economically impossible that they paid for all of those images, because the data needed to train these models is on such a massive scale that even nowadays, the reason that like edge images seem to be getting worse or more identifiable is because they're training them off themselves, because they've run out of data to steal from people, basically. So that's like one of the major things. You are basically using something that has been stolen from someone else without their consent, without their permission, and using that to make something without their knowledge, not even really make it, but generate something. The other main big ethical issue with this is the environmental impact. As we all are aware, training and using AI models uses a huge amount of electricity, which uses a huge amount of water to cool those systems. The whole industry as a whole uses massive amounts of energy that isn't sustainable at all, especially at its current pace of growth. And so teaching artists that, this is something that you can do as well, is something that also just accelerates this growth, especially since it's not a tool that's necessarily helpful for them overall.
Yeah, fantastic. I was looking up a Forbes article on the environmental aspect of it, and it was saying something along the lines of AI's projected water usage could hit 6.6 billion cubic meters by 2027, which is massive when you consider how much of that is going to directly take away from the amount of potable drinking water. Which we already have a crisis globally with scarcity of resources. So this is only going to further drive that, where there's so many communities in need where they don't have access to clean drinking water.
Absolutely. And this is going to affect
to accelerate
people
that.
who already are struggling to get food and resources, that are already struggling throughout the world. So, yeah, a lot of this does have huge ramifications overall. But yeah, this isn't the only course at UNSW that has decided that generative AI is necessary. In fact, UNSW has laid out this whole framework of when you're allowed to use AI in your assignments and all that, including categories where AI is required for the assignment. I've had even art students tell me that their tutor told them they needed to use specifically video generation in their assignments, and they were like, no, I am absolutely not doing that. And they were nearly got in trouble for not wanting to use AI in their assignments. So it's not relegated to this singular course, but there are plenty of courses, and there are good uses for AI even in academics. Lots of people are using it, not even just for the research purposes, but people are using it in good ways to gather sources, to find information really quickly that they couldn't otherwise do. But these fully generative courses that are requiring students to use generative AI for these somewhat creative purposes is just not great in my opinion.
As you brought up earlier, you didn't really want to get into the whole is AI art debate, but I just sort of weighing in as somebody who does also dabble in the creatives and the arts. I do feel like it really takes away from what the soul of the act of creation is really meant to be about. You know, if you're just randomly generating different images, it's going to be really hard to sort of, just even on like a more technical aspect, it's going to be hard for you to put particular messaging into it. You know, this is especially prevalent, I feel like, if any of you have, if any of our listeners have any older relatives who use Facebook, you'll often see them come across these sort of like AI generated posts trying to give them some sort of like usually like political messaging or whatever, and then you see it just doesn't really get the point across. You know, like even for like pro AI sort of points that you'll sometimes come across, they just don't generate them well enough that it actually is able to convey its message properly. So even on a technical level, I feel like it fails, even if we're not getting into the whole debate about whether this is art or not, which it isn't, whether it's theft or not, which it is. Along with that, I wanted to question you a little bit more about what you were saying there earlier about the positive effects of AI.
Yeah, so even AI does have a lot of positive uses. It is something that we can use as it's a tool. I'm sure you've all heard that a million times by now, but AI is a tool. It can be used for good things, it can be used for bad things. And specifically in academia, there is a lot of good uses for it. It's used in a lot of research, especially scientific and medical research.
Absolutely.
creating advancements that we wouldn't be able to get with older models or other ways of going about things that were more human focused in the past, that is able to speed up processes, that is able to make discoveries more sorry.
No, you're good. Just to sort of add on to that, I was speaking to you earlier off mic about one of the cool new uses that have been discovered using these sort of generative AI tools was a tool which I believe actually won a Nobel Prize recently, which is this AI-powered program which is able to sort of generate and predict what certain proteins would look like once they're all fully folded up just by sort of adding in sequences. And that, again, is one of these really, really interesting and actually helpful scientific / medical uses for AI in academia. So to add to that point, absolutely, AI has a lot of this potential, but I feel like a lot of it is misdirected and a lot of energy, both literally and metaphorically, is being put towards avenues of AI usage that aren't really of much particular use to anyone.
Yes, unfortunately, we do live in a capitalist society.
Unfortunately,
and
we
that
do.
is going to be the driving factor for a lot of this. Even academic projects, especially even big breakthrough ones, aren't going to be as well funded as something that's going to make someone money. At the end of the day, that is kind of where we are. And it's a bit unfortunate to see, especially since so many of these projects that are being well invested are ones to try and drive people out of the workforce, pay less people, that sort of thing. It's a little scary in most workforces. Getting into any industry at the moment has been very much disrupted by all of this, by bosses who don't really know what AI is, thinking that they can replace everyone and make things cheaper for everything. And yeah, it's a strange world to be living in, quite frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to sort of double back onto the more university-focused aspect of this, what is your opinion on just the general message this is the use and focus of AI at UNSW and other universities is sort of sending to students?
Yeah, I think that UNSW especially, but most Australian universities, as far as I have seen, have taken this AI-first approach to education, have been very ready to jump on board with the train. I think we also saw this a couple of years ago when cryptocurrency was big. There's quite a few courses left over in the CSC curriculum that still offer like blockchain sort of like courses on blockchain and all that, that's still kind of left over from that, which I think is a bit interesting. So I think they have in a way jumped onto the hype train, and this is kind of a result of that. Where it goes in the future, we will see. Obviously, the students in the faculty are very against this, as we've seen such a pushback online from with this petition and such. But yeah.
Yeah. What is your sort of hope on, or what are your sort of thoughts on the ability for this petition to actually maybe create some change in pushing back against this upcoming course?
I don't know. Quite frankly, there are a lot of routes you can take to make UNSW do something. Whether or not this will be an effective measure, I'm not sure. It really depends on how willing the faculty is to listen. A lot of faculties do want to take that feedback from students. Others do not want to be told anything. I've never personally worked with the ADA faculty, so it'll be interesting to see what they take from this.
Yeah, for sure. Right. I do believe we are coming up on time.
Yes, so before we go, I do want to take one thing to give to any artist that is currently making either digital or traditional art. There are tools you can use to protect yourself, to protect your art. There's two really good tools that have been created by the University of Chicago called Glaze and Nightshade. You can use these tools, you run your art through them, and it adds small artifacts to your art piece that can barely be seen by humans. It looks kind of like a bit of grain that's been added, a bit of noise, but it makes it so that these AI models cannot use your art to generate stuff. It makes your images incomprehensible to them.
That's incredible.
So these tools have been created and they're being updated pretty often by students at the University of Chicago, which I think very, very good idea to check them out. They're called Glaze and Nightshade.
All right. Just to, once again, Glaze and Nightshade, University of Chicago. Use these if you're a digital artist and you don't want your art to get scabbed off by scalping AI tech bros. All right. Ren, thank you for joining us on this segment of the podcast. It was lovely chatting to you about this. Thank you for listening to the Make Some Noise podcast. Remember, share it with your friends. If you'd like to help support the podcast and the publication, please join the team. We have sign-up links everywhere on all of our socials. If you'd like to support the podcast financially, we also have donation links. Once again, thank you for listening to the podcast, and see you next time.